Am I looking? Yep.
Yeah.
We're good.
Hey, Jalen, when you look back to that Baylor game here, what stands out most about your success that day as a team?
How well we played together. I feel like we were cohesive. Like everything was defensively, offensively, just kind of on the same accord. So I mean, we can beat anybody if we, don't playing like that. So.
What's it take to do that? Because obviously that would be the goal every game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What does it take just to get to that level?
Preparation, kind of knowing what's the goal for this game, what we're trying to do, what personnel, knowing what guys do what, and essentially just kind of execute. It's just a matter of, I mean, I guess that's our preparation every game, but I think if we all are on the same accord, that's the game plan. So
you've been a lot of places, and of course, part of this team this year. You really see this team coming together, and you see a peak on this team right now.
That's a good question. When you say a peak, because I'm not sure. I think we've seen glimpses of peaks, but we've been humbled by also showing parts where it's like, okay, this is not how we need to play. So it's just a matter of being consistent, I think, is what we're trying to focus on. And, we're not going to play perfect every game, but making other teams play worse than what we play. And that's our emphasis throughout this year. So.
Kenjo was such a big focal point the first time, and obviously he is for everybody. What do you remember about defending him, and did anyone stand out specifically who did a good job? I mean, obviously the one gets a crack at him, but I know it's a team thing.
I mean, guarding guys like that, it's going to take a team effort. There's ball screens and things like that. So it's not just one person, but I mean, the person who is guarding him throughout the game has a bigger role, but it's a team effort. That's something, like I said, when I talk about preparation before the games, that's one of the things that we know he can shoot. We know he can score, create, and just keeping all eyes on him throughout the game, knowing where he's at when he doesn't have the ball, and when even if he's not making shots, how do we continue, keeping him out of his groove, things like that. You have to be mindful of, and Flagler as well, So just knowing the head of the snake and the heads of the snake is kind of really both of them, and trying to cut that off.
What will it mean to you if you guys can wrap up the Big 12 title in the near future?
The earlier the better. I mean, especially with it being in our control. So, I mean, we plan each game, like especially this one, as like we trying to win a championship. So, that's the mindset.
How different is that for you?
I mean,
last year,
yeah.
Right?
It feels great. I mean, being a part of something special, being a part of a team. I haven't really seen it from that end yet, just because day in, day out, working diligently to get to this point. But I mean, it feels earned, from working, coming here in summer, boot camp, doing all this stuff together and competing at the highest level in practices, and it feels earned. So I'm looking forward to earning each game. So this Baylor game is important.
How close does it feel to clicking fully for you guys? I mean, you talk about consistency, execution, all those things. They have to be there every game. But does it feel like that's almost a given now? Are you getting close to that point?
I wouldn't say it's a given, but I would say that we have a better feel for what we need to do in order to create that from being a reality. It's a quicker realization, like, okay, this is what we need to do. If we do, have little ebbs and flows, we know how to kind of get back on track.
Jalen Flagler was 7 for 13 from 3 the other night. Everybody else was 2 for 16. Were they doing a better job creating space for him? How do you account for his shooting versus everybody else?
Yeah, I actually know Flagler pretty well. So, and he's he moves great without the ball, and he's always shot ready. And that's something you have to be mindful of, is don't even try to let guys like that get shots off. especially initially, because that's how they get going. I feel like that's kind of on the defense as well. But offensively, he does a great job with moving out the ball. They do set screens with him, but it's also his positioning, how, he sets his guys up. And I think, from a defensive standpoint, the best way to prevent that is just don't let him get it off.
What's your history with him?
Well, just over Maceo Teague was, I met him through Maceo, and Maceo's like, I play AAU with Maceo. And so that's like one of my closer guys. So that's how we connected.
Cool.
How do you approach 4 games in 7 days?
Shoot, one game at a time. Taking one game at a time and know what we're playing for. And I mean, we got plenty of motivation. So that's what it is.
All right, Nicole.
All right, no problem. Thank y'all.